Hello, and welcome to this how-to video about Merlin. This video will show you how to create a new Merlin project starting from an empty GitHub repository. We'll create a project within IBM i Developer by cloning the empty repository, and then we'll create an ARCAD application. Let's get started. This is the ARCAD main menu, and this is the command that allows you to work with an ARCAD application. As you can see, our application does not exist yet. This is GitHub, and using it, we'll copy the SSH address of our empty GitHub repository. We'll use that SSH address here within IBM i Developer. We'll use the features provided to clone the GitHub repository, and then we'll add it to the workspace within IBM i Developer. When it's finished, we'll create our IBM i project. We'll press enter and accept the default for the path for our IBM i project, and then we'll enter a description for the project. Now we'll set up our connection to the IBM i. We'll enter our password, and then we'll select the correct connection. And finally, we'll set our build directory. In this case, we're taking the default, so simply press enter. At this point, Merlin will ask you if you want to configure this project for ARCAD. Typically, we'd select yes, but here we'll choose no in order to see how to launch this configuration using the Merlin options. To do that, right-click on your project and you'll see the option IBM i Developer Configure Project for ARCAD. If you're doing this for the first time, you may receive a message about the authenticity of the host. If so, click Always to continue. Merlin will now ask you for an ARCAD application ID, the application prefix to use, and whether or not you're using an IASP. Merlin then asks if you want the ARCAD application to be initialized. Now in today's example, we have an empty Git repository, so we'll simply click Close. If the Git repository already had source members, it would be possible to select Initialize, and those source members would be added to the ARCAD application. In addition, the source would be compiled to generate the corresponding objects, and the ARCAD repository would be loaded with information about those objects. Here you can see that the ARCAD application has been created. We'll refresh the workspace, and while that's running, let's jump back to the 5250 application to see that the application has been created. We'll execute the command to work with our application, and as you can see, it now exists. Once the refresh is finished, and after a valid login, you'll have access to the ARCAD node. Now you're ready to edit your source, create new source files, create new source members, and so on. Thanks for watching. For more movies and more information, please visit our website at www.arcadsoftware.com. We'll see you there.